You're doing more than you ever have, and you have no idea if it's working. I'm going to assume that your calendar is very busy, full of a lot of activities, but you still feel like you're not moving forward or you feel like you're not doing enough. That's kind of the whole reason I created this channel. This channel is for ambitious females who are working hard every single day, but you also feel like you're kind of made for something more or something different. So, whether that's a dream of building an agency or being a full time mother or starting a community club, freelancing, climbing the corporate ladder, whatever that might be, the whole purpose of this show is to serve as the competitive edge for your week. And that's why I'm timing it and posting these on Saturdays because I want you to watch them during your Sunday reset. So, whether your Sunday reset is like a rut day or you're out and about shopping at markets or you're more like me and you're doing like the groceries, meal prep, and cleaning, I want this to be the show that sets you apart from everyone else during the week. Every Saturday or Sunday, whenever you watch, I'll be on here in one of three lanes. We're either going to be talking all about revenue operations, which is my business, and we'll get to it in a second. We're going to be doing behind the scenes of building an agency, and you can translate this into whatever your goals might be. But I'm going to show you the real, nitty gritty, boots on the ground type of journalism that it takes to grow an agency. And then also, we're going to have some fun lifestyle content, which will come back to the mission of we want to be working to live, not living to work. There's 168 hours in a week. 40 of them usually go to work. We're going to be maximizing the other 128. Is what my business is called, the 128 Collective. The root cause of you feeling like this has nothing to do with you not doing enough, and I think you actually know that. It actually has everything to do with the fact that you're just not focusing on the right things. And that is what I'm here to help with. So my name is Erica. I am the owner of the 128 Collective. We are a marketing operations and strategy firm that is evolving into a revenue operations firm. So at the 128, we are very anti the 9 to 5 and anti 40 hours a week. And it's funny because when I tell business owners this, they literally laugh in my face and they're like, I can't even tell you the last time that I worked 40 hours in a week. Lucky you. And the way we see that is we're like, that's not a flex. That just means that you're being inefficient, which we're going to get into in a moment. I think I'm going to talk about the same analogy in a second here. We are building a culture where we love what we do. We feel fueled by it. We are feeling passionate and ready to go into our day. And, as females, we are innately creative beings. And I want to help all of you make sure that you are focusing your attention on your vision, your dream, and you're getting there in a way that doesn't feel like you're climbing a mountain every single day. Join us for that. And if you want to learn more about the 128 Collective, you can go to our website, which is just the128collective.com. But now we're going to walk through 3 truths around why you're feeling this way and kind of help recenter you. Truth number 1. Activity doesn't equal progress, just like busy doesn't mean effective. You could go into a grocery store and you could walk around the aisles for 3 hours looking for your grocery list for the week, and you might seem really busy, but really you're just being ineffective. You could have planned beforehand, got in and out in, 35 minutes if there's a long line, maybe 40 minutes if there's a super long line, and you went on a Sunday afternoon. A lot of people around you probably seem really busy, and so it creates this perception of like, oh, I'm not doing enough, or I am not far enough along. Or you see influencers every day with their calendars, and it's like, what are they doing? Like that, they have a meeting with a brand, and then they got to shoot the brand, and then they got to edit it. A lot of these people, you see agency owners that are like, I can't tell you how many times I've jumped on a call with people and I've told them about our mission vision, about we don't believe in a 40-hour work week, or why, the 128 stands for the 128 hours outside of the 40-hour work week. And they laugh in my face and they tell me, I can't remember the last time I worked only 40 hours a week. That must be so nice. And I'm like, this is not the flex that you think it is. This just means that you're ineffective. All of these people around you are executing without systems. Systems are what take activity from just being senseless output to being very productive and effective output that actually results in progress towards where you want to go. So if you are watching this and you're like, I want to build something, and maybe you've just been kind of like trying here and there, I see a lot of people wanting to post. So I use that as an example a lot. And they kind of just put stuff out. They watch the videos of the people who are pushing their coaching programs, and a lot of them are great, some of them aren't. You're doing a lot of activity. Is that activity actually contributing to the bottom line for your vision? That is what I want you to remember, is for truth number 1, when you're starting to get down on yourself and you're starting to think you're not doing enough, remember that a lot of the people around you that seem to be nonstop executing are actually just busy. They're not efficient or productive. They're moving without a system. And so I'm going to help you put systems into your life in future videos that will help you actually move towards your goals faster than these people and with a whole lot less stress and mental weight. The second truth is that when you're building something, you have to remember that nobody taught this. There's not a rule book for anything that's the end all be all. People have their, proven methods, their proven approach that you can take and pull from as inspiration. But I can pretty much guarantee you that you're going to take your own blend eventually. You're going to take your own journey that's going to look different from every other entrepreneur, every other influencer, every other community club builder that came before you. When you realize that nobody actually has the playbook for how to do this, like the perfect playbook for how you should do this, that is one, probably going to overwhelm you, but two, should also bring you a sense of peace. So for example, when you're thinking about like, okay, how do I know I'm moving towards my goal in an effective way? You have to measure something. And something that, like, I think back to college, marketing professors did a terrible job of teaching about measurement because they taught about vanity metrics like followers, views, impressions, things that actually don't translate into the bottom line, right? Everything has to come back to what is the bottom line here. So when I'm growing my agency, I might only have 1,300 followers on TikTok. I've converted 8 of those people that are worth a couple grand each, maybe more than that, depending on if they're a retainer or project-based client. That is the metric I need to be measuring. How many of these followers are actually converting, and what are they, like, what is the cost of a lead for me to acquire? And then how much is a lead worth to my company? When you start looking at those metrics, the ones that actually will keep your business afloat or bring your dream to life, that's when you start taking actual efficient and productive steps towards your dream. You have to measure the things that actually matter instead of just being like celebrate the 10,000 followers if you're an influencer. Celebrate the micro moments as a mother. Celebrate the moments as an agency that's huge when you win a new client. Go out and have a drink. But make sure that you're being very thoughtful on measuring and being really kind to yourself and remembering that nobody knows what they're doing here. All right, the third truth, and this kind of blends from the second truth. What I just talked about, all of the work that actually matters is usually the least visible and the least sexy. So people don't want to do it. You have means to outsource it, run it. If you don't, most people don't, you're going to have to just buckle up and do it, or else you're going to stay on the hamster wheel of just doing a lot of busy work that doesn't actually amount to anything. So you've probably seen people's stories before of them on vacation with like a Mai Tai on the beach, and they're like, this is my life, but I was up until 2 a.m. last night working, trying to be transparent. I like that, but without the context behind it, I think it shows like it's performing productivity a bit because it confuses people who are building things. I remember when I was in the early stages of building my company, I would see people post about that because you see that a lot. I see that a lot from business owners of like, here I am doing this really cool thing, but remember that I'm in the trenches too. And they 100% are. But I want to give you some context of what they were probably doing because that does really happen. You do have nights where you're up the entire night because you have to be. That is something I want to prepare you for as someone who wants to build something. Is that there's much that goes into it outside of that pretty little Mai Tai picture. We might be finishing up payroll or fixing something in payroll. We might be dealing with some type of legal action that we received in the mail. We might be resketching the entire structure of our project management tool because our brain can't sleep because we have no idea what's going on in our business. We might feel like lead generation hasn't been great lately, so we're doing a bunch of research to bulk up that pool of leads. Writing proposals. This was one that until I got a grip on my proposal writing process, I would be up all night writing proposals. Figuring out how to delegate all the BS that we're doing to AI and automation in a way that is safe and productive and that will actually help the team instead of just adding technical waste. And then when we're doing that, when we're delegating to AI, at the same time, we're thinking like, okay, how can I do this for my clients? How can I resell this? How can I upsell this? That is living in the mind of a business owner. And sometimes it takes you into the wee hours of the morning or into a Saturday or a Sunday. And sometimes that is truly just the reality. So this is why you can tangibly see that you're doing everything you can, but you keep questioning yourself. It is not because you're not good at what you do. It is not because you're lazy. It is not because you're incompetent or anything adjacent to that. You just need someone to help you tighten your focus. Focus is so important. If we can direct all of our focus and attention and energy on one thing, we will reach it. Us females, one thing about us is that we are going to crush our goals. And I think that's why so many people fear us, is because once we get our mindset on something and we work towards it, we're smart enough, we're clever enough, or resourceful enough to get it. You just need someone to help you tighten up your focus and stick to the program, and that is exactly what I'm here to do. This is your intro to the show. Some weeks we're gonna get really real with work, kind of what I did today a little bit. And that's gonna be the stuff that's actually gonna drive results to bring your amazing vision to life. Some weeks I'm gonna show you what it looks like to build an agency behind the scenes. So like the behind the scenes of the Mai Tai example I gave, you're gonna see it in real time on this channel. I really do wanna show that. And I actually have some old videos that do a good job of showing some of the early-ish days of the agency. And some weeks we're gonna live and we're just gonna enjoy, and it's gonna be a fun lifestyle vlog. I'm gonna be showing you life in Charleston. I'm buying a house soon, so hopefully I'll have some fun homemaking content. Instead of making you do more work, we're gonna make sure that all of the hard work that you're already doing is actually working. And we're gonna work together to change course if not. And we're gonna make sure that the work part of your life is actually worth it and that you are fully enjoying the life part of your life. So I'll see you next week.